Hey everybody, and good morning. Well, we're in Temecula, California, and directly behind me is Casa Loma. This house was built up there. It's an adobe house. It looks actually pretty new, but it was built back in 1926 here in the Temecula Valley, and it overlooked the VAIL Ranch. The VAIL Ranch was known for much of the majority of cattle that was brought out here by Louis Roripaugh, and that's who we're going to go see today. Roripaugh, I started reading about him. He's actually a pretty interesting guy that just passed away in 1994 and is laid to rest out here as well. So this is the house that the owners of the VAIL Ranch had, and I believe, well, I'll double check, but I thought it was like 80,000 acres. It's the VAIL and Pava Ranch Valley where they had cattle and ran rapid out here. So we're gonna go take some looks around Temecula, about some forgotten Temecula days, some interesting things about Louis Roripaugh. So we're in this neighborhood, and I would have never had an idea that this place was here. So as you can see, it's just a sunburst, but this house was built back in 1926, and it sat over 87,000. I was correct on that, 87,000 acres. And this is Milan VAIL, and I forget his wife's name, but this house right here had not only a swimming pool, a golf course, and it also had an airstrip too, not to mention the cattle down below. You can kind of see it from the side of the street. We'll walk down to the other gate. It's currently Halloween time, as you can see here, and much better weather out here on the West Coast than we're having over there on the East Coast, and hopefully everybody's all right with Hurricane Milton coming through. But you can see an old style chimney up there. Got plenty of wood. This is the other entrance, and I'll see what I can see. It looks like they have a tree house up there, and rightfully named for House on the Hill. They must have had some outlook. Big overview of the Temecula Valley. So from the exit of their house, I just want to show, this is the pass out there way in the distance. You can see the 15 freeway, and that's what connects the Temecula Valley to San Diego and Oceanside and all those areas. But that would have been the view. And out there is the Pechanga Indian Reservation, and a house by Earl Stanley Gardner. He was he was the writer of the Perry Mason novels. He lived out there. And an interesting thing about Louis, he married Gardner's secretary, Hetty Berger, and they were married this whole time. She just recently died after him, and we'll go over to the gravestone as well at the Temecula Cemetery. But yeah, so he lived out there. They were all buddies. I know Hugh Hauser has done a video over there at the Perry Mason house. I wish I can get on there. Maybe one day I can. But it's on the Pechanga Indian Reservation, so no go at this time. So now down here where the Kohl's and the Walmart is the VAIL headquarters, where they've brought in a few things back from the original days. And up here in memory, they have a photo we'll go look at as well. But this is the old VAIL headquarters that they just had moved over. This is about maybe a mile and a half from the house I just showed you. Now this picture sits on side of the Kohl's. The Magnificent Seven, this is called. The VAIL Ranch Cowboys were photographed at the feedlot across the road in 1947 from the left. Oh, and Rory's left out here, sadly to say. This area is pretty cool because there's the old cookhouse in the 1880s. I mean, this was before Rory's time, but they've repurposed this pretty well. Oh, look at that. Free donuts, yum. Get them while they're hot. Here's the old dining hall. All ready for Halloween. So here it's noted, the cookhouse. Open Tuesday through Sunday, Tuesday through Thursday, Friday through Saturday, and they got a bunch of little different restaurants inside there. That's actually pretty good, a little pricey, but I just saw this. They have a new sign. Look at that. Steamed dumpling salad. And on this side, bulgogi and ramen, a new Korean restaurant, because nothing says cowboy restaurant like Korean, unless you're doing railroad, I guess, but that would be Chinese? Question mark. The Butterfield stagecoaches followed the Southern Immigrant Trail from Temecula in 1858 to 1861. They stopped at the Adobe store, once located not far from this location. The store was run by John McGee. Old McGeer. Served as Temecula's first post office. That's right. Yeah, the stagecoach did run through here. We're not going to spend too much time on this. This is more of a repurposed area, but I just wanted to show it as we go see Louis in his final resting place and talk more about him. He was very prominent. I guess he was well known. I mean, he worked for the VAIL family for over 50 years, and when the Kaiser family took over for him, they actually gave him the branding iron. I guess you want that. Thought they probably would have took cash instead, but you got the branding iron. So this little sign here denotes the Butterfield Overland Mail Route. So this is the one that would come all the way from actually Palm Springs area, and I think that's Snow Creek right there. Maggie's store on the south side, Temecula Creek. Got the old blacksmith over here too. It's still a little early before some blacksmithing can go on. Now, it's definitely cool how they repurposed everything here in between, like I said, a Walmart shopping center. I really like that. Cool pizza place right here called Bell Lake Pizzeria. I think it's like $10. Get whatever you want. Something fun, something cheap that you can come down to and kind of just experience what it was like. But from here, we're gonna go see where Louis was put to rest, and I never knew where the cemetery was, so it's kind of cool. In Temecula, there's not a big cemetery, surprisingly. Well, as of now, there's not. But this, the Butterfield went all the way out towards, like I was saying, Palm Springs, Julian area, Hemet, all out that way. It would come all the way out here, down to where the train would pick it up, down in Old Town Temecula, and we'll stop by there too, and look at how much that's changed. There are still some relics of the past out in Old Town Temecula, but a lot of it's new facades and kind of hipster, which is sad. So they got the old anvil right here, and I'm not sure what they do here. Somebody left their witch's drink. What this place needs is a random land, a Justin's Card random land, burnt tin somewhere, maybe right here. So if you guys see this, think about it. You guys should be doing that. You guys should definitely be making, like, Knott's Berry Farm, some of the old Brandon irons. Okay, so we've made it to the Temecula Public Cemetery District. This was established 1884, and I had no idea it's on this cul-de-sac. I think my brother used to do Boy Scouts there, I believe, but I had no idea that this was here. So we're gonna go inside, find Louis Roripaugh, and maybe find somebody else too. It looks like there's some old headstones in there that are actually kind of cool looking. So we'll go check those out, see if we can find Louis and Hetty. Driving in, I noticed this guy. He was sitting there. I was like, that's a big crow. Well, yes, it is a big crow because it is not a crow. It's a vulture. Wow. All by himself, too. Oh, no, he's not. There's his friend. He's got somebody up there. Well, guys, there's nobody in the office right now, so this is what we're looking at, and it's a lot bigger when you start looking around the place. So we're gonna go look for Louis. I'm sure we'll find him, and maybe we'll run into somebody that can maybe help me, but more vultures. There's like 4 over there. That's probably not a good sign at a cemetery. They're circling for sure, but let's go find Louis. While walking around, I saw Mother Zamima Nicholas, but Cervelle. That was pretty interesting. I haven't seen anything like that before. Clutching onto the cross above the waters with the sun coming through. That's pretty interesting. That's a lot of work went into that, but all right, on to the next one. We're making our way all the way up the hill. Here's another one that's vastly different. Look at this. I've never seen this. Just says grave. Whoever's here, man, rest in peace. That is so strange. Come to think about it, after Sinatra's son, Sinatra Jr., was kidnapped, he always kept a a roll of dimes. That's what people leave dimes at Sinatra's, because he always had them to make phone calls. So whoever you are, I'll leave you a dime too, pal. Rest in peace. Well, y'all want to know something crazy? This is really wild. So I thought about grave down there, grave where I left the dime, and how strange that was, that it was just a grave. And this is what I have to look over. All this. Holy smokes. Whoa. The bird's up in the tree, not the crow, the big vulture making a lot of noise. But directly below, right here, here's Louie. We found him, Louie and Hetty. Hetty Burger and Louie Roripaugh. Just like that. Do something good. Maybe it'll help you in your search. Well, Louie, we made it. And like I was saying, Louie Roripaugh. There was a different headstone here prior to this, where it was just Louie. So Hetty passed away in 2013. Here's Pearl Roripaugh, 1885. That might be his mother and father. And John Roripaugh passed away in 1974 and 1975. That's pretty interesting. They were close together, and same headstones as well. Well, like I was saying, Louie moved over 7,000 heads of cattle from Montana to Mexico through the days of the true cowboy days, through the world wars. I mean, I think he started working out here in the mid 40s, which was, you know, kind of cool too. And look at that. There's that branding iron. There's the heart branding iron. The hummingbird. Louie and Hetty. Yeah, this video is about you guys. So glad I found you, and the history that this guy has on the Temecula Valley. I mean, such a big part of it. There's a housing district out here too called Roripaugh Hills, named after the Roripaughs, most likely Louie. Well, rest in peace, Louie and Hetty. So sorry about the trimmer in the background. I don't think he's going to give me a break. He's going hard at it. But so, like I was saying, Hetty Burger was Earl Gardner. Why am I drawing a blank? Perry Mason, the author of the Perry Mason novels. And she was the secretary to him, so leave some for you. And also some for you, Rory. Louie Roripaugh. And I guess that brand was the VAIL brand. The heart is what they were known for, and that's what they used on the cattle. So like I said, when they gave that to Louie, once Kaiser took over, they gave him the brand out of respect and for all his years of service. But hopefully they gave him a bag of cash as well. I'm sure he would have appreciated that, and spent all his time. Not a bad place, you know, to spend your time. He probably witnessed some stuff and a lot of change. We're gonna go down to Old Town real quick. And dude, look, I have never been surrounded by vultures. What in the... They're all going in this tree right here, but now they're starting to circle me. It's not my time. Go away. But all right, we're gonna go to Old Town Temecula, show you the bank and just that area and how much that's changed, and wrap this up. Dude, look, another one. There's like, whoa. All right, I'm out of here. Rest in peace, Louie and Hetty. I found another grave, so if you know about that, let me know, because I'm sure somebody has an answer. And then walking down here, this is a pretty big headstone, I think we all agree, in memory of Lucy, daughter of Peter and Nieves Morin, born February 13, 1893, died January 18th, 1894, age 11 months, 4 days. Rest in peace, Lucy. Not even a year old. Wow. One more thing. I've been to a lot of cemeteries, and I've seen a lot of stuff. I've been to old cemeteries, 1800s, almost 1700s too. I have never seen this. Here lies Six Gun. Well, maybe in Tombstone or the out that way by the OK Corral, but here in Temecula, this is where Six Gun, right here. So here's the bank which was also known as the pawn shop back in the day. It used to be a Mexican restaurant, and it's now actually out of business. They have a sign here that's noting it. It was also a livery stables. They had, I think, let me see. The upstairs I know is a dance hall for some time. Yeah, the stables, 25 stalls containing stylish and speedy rigs and 2 automobiles with 20 horsepower engines. Wow, 20 horsepower. Can you imagine? I don't know why they have that music pumping so loud, but I got to figure with the way that this town is booming and all the people that have moved in since COVID, thank you very much. All this is new areas that are supposed to look old, but this is one of the original, and directly across the street where the olive oil company now is. We'll go look over there and check out a piece of history over there as I block the sun as we're on historic Route 395. Here's the Feel Good store, and I just saw these in the window. CBD dog treats. Really, folks? I know, yeah, I don't know. Your own personal opinion on that one. These are all old too, or these are not old. These are all facades that are all done that were not old. And I really wonder whose idea it was on the city council to say, let's put some jazz music on and let's turn it up. And let's not turn it up. Let's just blare it through the whole town. Got the old Prospector. My mom's shop used to be right here. My mom had a stained glass shop down here. It was actually in this place that's now a high society barber. I used to come down here and my mom would be working in there, teaching classes. I even did some stained glass. Next door was this store right here was a really cool antique store that had old slot machines. Now, a heavy smell of, I have no idea, but I'm not gonna knock. Another thing that is old, and it's open once the old town starts opening around 10 or 11 today, but this is the old jail. This is original. As you can see, look behind the bars. Little piece of history for you. Well, I'm at the bridge that leads you across the river that flooded out Temecula and the train tracks. As the local RTA goes by, I know Huell Hauser did a video down here and I loved it. I was like, wait, I'm from there. So I've been seeing Huell at the places that I always go to, and seeing that it was at somewhere I lived, I always loved it. But with that being said, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Please consider subscribing. Like this video if you like this video. Drop a comment if you know something about it or even have questions. Grave, Six Gun, Roripaugh, Hetty, Louie, rest in peace, all of you. That was something interesting for me to see, and I really did enjoy that. So, with that being said, see you next time. Here's the new old bridge I was talking about. So the trains, and they don't want you climbing on it, I'm sure that stops no one. But, so this is the area where the train tracks would go out towards Fallbrook in San Diego. This wash and the other way that it came in, when the floods came through, it wiped out everything. So no more train tracks. And after that, it kind of changed things. And there's train tracks that we've shown over at the other Marietta, where the haunted building is over there. But yeah, this does flood, and it looks like they're ready for another one if it ever happens. They got quite the walls. Those are over 20 feet high. All right, I'm gonna go find something else to do. Maybe go wander back through this fake facade of a town.